One day, I'm probably going to end up having to do an apology video, but I hope it's for nothing Shawn did. What's going on, Dungeon Dwellers? Welcome back to Dave's Dungeon. I am, as always, the one, the only, Dungeon Master Dave, bringing you another exciting film for this here Spooktober 2023. This time, we're talking about Deadstream, a Shudder original. It's also put out by RLJE Films and AMC Horror Studios. So, pretty indie film. That's why you haven't seen it, is because I don't know too many places it was released other than Shudder. So, unless you had a Shudder subscription, you probably missed this one. But boy, oh boy, did you miss a phenomenal film. This is one that's written and directed by a husband-wife team and starred by the husband. So our Shawn is the Joseph Winter of the Joseph Winter and Vanessa Winter husband-wife team that wrote, starred, and directed this film. So, without going any further into the backstory, let's get into the body count. We have One Wrath of Shawn intro, complete with multiple felonies in the intro card. Movie starts. And I gotta say, I do a lot. I do a lot for you guys. I would not go up and assault police. Not happening. Not happening. One, I'm a YouTuber and I love controversy and drama. Extended scene where Shawn tries to convince us that he's not the problem. One half-assed YouTube apology because, of course, Shawn truly feels sorry because he's broke and can't afford anything but ramen noodles and Vienna sausages. One last fear that Shawn hasn't faced on his channel: the YouTube paranormal pivot. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, it seems like all of us get into it at some point. One Ghost Dad reference. And one actually haunted house. You know, because all the other ones on YouTube are, you know, they're just faking it. But Shawn's the lucky one. And I don't know of a movie that can drop a Bill Cosby reference. Any other movie can drop a Bill Cosby paranormal ghost reference to a movie that I haven't seen like this one does. I mean, seriously. Who has seen Ghost Dad? I've seen the Cosby Show. I ain't seen Ghost Dad. I didn't even know that it existed before this. One Mom's Paranormal Protection case, complete with salt, holy water, silver knife, you know, actual useful stuff that does actually end up being sort of useful in this movie. But probably not the way you think. One rule: Shawn has to investigate any noises or paranormal activity going on, or else he loses his funding. Because, of course, he's not a YouTuber if he's not a helpless shill who can't say no to anything that involves, you know, money. One biggest comeback since Easter joke. And I mean, right after apologizing to everybody, you want to make a religious joke that some people are going to find sacrilegious? See, I find it sacrilegious. It's deliciously hilarious. And my own brain was going, that's funny as hell. But sacrilegious nonetheless. Just, whew, can't help it, man. One October 20th live stream. Which, by the way, hey, that corresponds with this year, the last drive-in, October 20th. Be there or be square. You know, all of my people should be drive-in fans. Mean it. But he's doing his from Death Manor. That'll be the difference. You know, because he had t-shirts printed. But he doesn't think anybody else knows where this place is. One Shawn Carpenter's Halloween soundtrack. Because, yeah, he's probably not going to get sued for that one. Yeah. You know, let's not make it worse for ourselves and actually get ourselves in even deeper trouble. You know, one of the most haunted houses ever, but, you know, mid-sized. One, protecting myself by making it impossible to escape, which... Protecting myself, making sure I can't get away. Shawn, pick a direction. But again, he thinks he's protecting his investment. Not much of an investment if you don't live to tell the tale. One, history of Death Manor and history of a social outcast named Mildred Pratt. One, curse or suicide, you decide. YouTube biting commentary, you know, because, look, I feel a little weird doing this one, given I'm doing it on YouTube, but at the same time, it's like, I'm not unaware that I have to say, hey, make sure you like and subscribe at the end of each video. Yeah, it's very meta commentary. It has definitely pointed its finger at what we all have to do here in the digital age. One, setting up surveillance cameras in a paranormal movie, because of course we are, so we get all the perspectives. Paranormal Activity's influence shows its head again. And the weird thing about this is it takes me 3 hours to upload one video, and yet somehow Shawn has 12 different cameras feeding into one live stream. Explain that to me. Make it make sense. One, going to prison and getting sued has taught me things like how to break into places. Snap! One, locking myself in a house I've never been in trope, because how would you know you could lock yourself in with a padlock if you've never been inside? And how would you even know that the house was okay to be inside if you've never been in? So a lot of things going on here that I'm not so sure we're all the way, I don't want to say specced out by Shawn, but he should have thought this one through a little bit. I mean, just a little bit more. 1-3 strikes cursing system that I will not be deploying. I'm already like up 2 already. So, YouTube, I'm sorry, I can't help it. But I have a vocabulary, and it just so happens that curse words are my chisel. You know, they help me get through this stress wall that is communicating with my fans. And so, you know, I apologize, but I have to take fucking my hand sometimes and use it as a chisel to get to you. One, haunted houses are overdone, where the chat just completely the whole time chat's giving him shit. But at the same time, you gotta know, you're in a YouTube live stream chat. It is sort of hyper contextual, sort of, oh my god, reactions, and what is this? I'm so bored yawns. So, on the one hand, you know, you get what you're dealing with. $100,000 property in upstate New York. Nice fixer-upper tour of the house, MTV Crib style. One, blurred outline of a guy in the corner photo that it looks like actual YouTube evidence of paranormal activity. Let me put it like that. It looks like we're actually looking at someone's YouTube video here. And yet, plot point, Mildred hung herself at the top of these stairs, quote, paranormal G-spot. Which, Shawn, as someone who's trying not to get canceled on the internet, why? Like, bad Shawn. One, trolling the spirits with your spooky paranormal soundtrack. Because, of course, what YouTube video isn't complete without eerie background backing music? Shawn, really, just give us a clean video, man. One messed up bit of old footage involving it. That's not my room. One gross ass bathtub that you just know by the end of it we're going to end up in. One paper talisman in the closet that we of course are going to break. One product placement ad in the middle of a movie because you got to remember the sponsors. Like, really, Shawn? Really? One unexpected death leads to unrequited love. Mildred's backstory gets completed finally because what YouTuber won't leave the best for last? And I mean, stretch a story across an entire video just so that you'll keep watching it. Hey, please don't go anywhere. Please don't look too hard at what I'm doing. Hey, I'm at least being honest with you. I watched this film and I was like, I don't even know how I'm going to do the review on this one. People are going to look at me and go, wait a minute, aren't you? Yeah. One seance with a doll that he finds in the house in the kids' room that does not go well. I probably wouldn't have done that one to Shawn. One chat sees a ghost that Shawn doesn't outside the room that, happens to actually be there. One, screw all the rules. I'm not dealing with that thing, quote. Think of the sponsors, Shawn. Think of the sponsors. One, all I have to do is pop out and check it, right? Because, again, we're doing nothing if not negotiating at this point with, I need money, but at the same time, I don't want to face check a ghost. One, Shawn is actually not alone. How did you get in here? Meet Chrissy, who ends up being our other character in this. One, Melissa Stone. So, that's the actress's name, but the character's name is Chrissy. Okay, so don't get them confused. Melissa Stone's actress, Chrissy is character. Chris Cat 94. Because again, it wasn't apparent from there that you were screwing up, Shawn. Who still has like old years for when they were born in their screen names? One record amount of views for Shawn's channel and Team Chrissy. And of course, they end up staying. One, Chrissy's head cam. While walking backwards down the stairs. I mean, you should have known she wasn't human from the beginning. Who can walk down the stairs looking up, backwards? One, Chrissy and Shawn end up in the bedroom, but not doing what you think they would be doing. One, finding a secret room because you didn't find it, she did. One, old traveler's chest full of stuff. Mildred's stuff. Including poetry, which I'm not going to criticize another artist's work on this channel, but at the same time, the pond water is still. One reading of the poems with Chrissy goes wrong. Shawn really shouldn't have said that, and he really should have read the fine print. But don't worry, YouTube chat's going to tell him about that later. Well, no! You must not repeat the words! Shawn's chat keeps messing with him. One Shawn sends Chrissy to investigate the noises, and she goes bye-bye. One Chrissy gets hungry and takes a bite out of Shawn, but he ends up stabbing her in the neck, which I gotta say, that leads to a hey, where did she go scene? Which made me ask the question, did these guys like see Resident Evil 7 and go, that moment was too good. We need to roll that back and make a whole movie around it, because I mean, it's like borrowed straight from Resident Evil 7. And if you guys know what I'm talking about, kudos to you for being gamers too. But come on, man. Come on. With the axe in the neck, just, and then she goes down and then she's missing and the pieces there. I mean, it was like shot for shot. I was blown away, going like, hey, it's that Leo meme. Mildred ends up, or wait. Let's not get too far ahead. Oh, one YouTube video of what a Hamza is, that ends up explaining what the talisman in the closet was that Shawn broke. Uh-oh, shouldn't have messed with that, Shawn. You should not have messed with that. One Mildred hanging out in the hallway that we have to sneak by, but she ends up getting the drop on us. One, she put what in where? Finger went somewhere that none of us would have been comfortable with it being. Quite unpleasant. One Chrissy is Mildred realization that ends up being a bit late. One I can't jump out the window quote that is immediately followed by a sprint out the window 3 minutes later. One YouTube chat solves the mystery, but Shawn belongs to Mildred now because he completed a ritual. One Shawn hides in the closet, but ends up getting his dick bitten for his trouble, for getting too loud. One I shouldn't have looked quote. Yeah, because falling out the window foo. But don't worry, he disinfects it and duct tapes it in a way that even Shigur from No Country Left for Old Men would be impressed and proud of. Because, I mean... One running into the law at the most opportune of times, but... I don't think he's actually police with a mustache like that. I don't know if anybody's allowed to have a mustache like that and be in the police anymore. I think that's pretty standard operating procedure, that if you have a big, luscious mustache, you put that thing to bed. You can't be a police officer with a big, luscious mustache like that. One Slim Jim camera out the window, because this, again, we have to, I don't want to say it's meta commentary on paranormal, but it's meta commentary on paranormal. How many weird cameras do we put in awkward places that just, it's more cameras, we need to see everything, because that'll prove it right. One Hamza lady posts in the chat to tell Shawn how he can actually restore the talisman, but he's not interested in that because he's still got Mildred's diary, and restoring the Hamza is something he's not skilled enough to do. But then, you know, because he's got a zombie after him, he's got to get through this video. So 2 times speed to get through it, because that'll help us learn twice as fast, right? I'm not sure that's how this works, Shawn. You don't learn twice as fast just because the video's going faster. One tater gun foo blows a hole in the chest of the undead cop. You know, the one with the sweet mustache. Because of course. One unholy hand of power ritual in Mildred's diary that Shawn posts in the YouTube chat to get translated. Because this won't go wrong. It won't be that the chat that mistranslated it. It couldn't be that the chat mistranslates it, could it? Chat would never mistreat a YouTuber, would they? Shawn finally realizes what Mildred wants is an audience. Because of the poetry. And because she's like me, quote. But he's figured it out. It's a spiritual copy strike. Shawn thinks he's found a way to, quote, demonetize this bitch. Which, ha ha ha, I see what you did there. I see what you did there. One Shawn goes back inside to gear up and take her powers. But as we know, it's never that straightforward, is it? It's not like you can go in and just say the words. One mom's paranormal protection case fully deployed and put to good use. One YouTube translation of the ritual finally complete. That actually ends up working, but not at first, because Mildred still has some influence over your boy. He ends up getting stabbed with his own spear. He ends up running to the bathroom where the light goes out. And you get... Shawn takes a bath and gets a snack. Bathtub foo, for lack of a better term. And I'm just gonna say it. It's like they took some of the grossest stuff from Resident Evil 7 and put it in a movie and was like, these are things they didn't do enough with in the game. So we need to actually do the stuff that they didn't force players to deal with in that. Yeah. Blah, 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 blah. One genuine apology from Shawn after he gets out of the tub. You know, finally. It's good to hear, but it's kind of really close to the end at this point. One of the, quote, most cinematic universes and experiences in live streaming. Yeah, at this point, I'm going to give Shawn the award for that, but you're not, I don't think Shawn's going to stick around long enough to enjoy it. One Mildred messing with Shawn's mind. No, Mildred, I'm the influencer, quote. One Shawn and Mildred finally have their big bear moment where they just, totally go pound for pound, stabbing and beating on each other. Quote, smash that like button. One surprise, bitch, with the chair. He gets her with the chair. Shawn finally gets the upper hand and starts to complete the ritual, but forgets that he needs to pay for it. Yeah, you always got to pay for your rituals when they're like this. One late waterboarding with pee scene. I'm gonna call technical foul penalty on the play here because it's a little late to be doing this. One, I'm about to put a ripple in your pond water, sealing the deal with a finger. And finally, all of the followers Shawn will need for the rest of his life. Ending. I gotta say, this movie is 4.5 skulls. Dave says it's a must-see. And I gotta say, as someone who's on YouTube, this for me is sort of a fun tongue-in-cheek, a fun sort of commentary on what we do, while at the same time not getting too serious, not going too far and making too much. You can tell this is still fairly indie. As I said, MVPs for Joseph Winter, who plays Shawn, Melanie Stone, who plays Chrissy / Mildred, and Vanessa Winter, our writer, director, who, I mean, knocks this one out of the park. This is, if you've ever watched a YouTube video on, and there's not much of a gory details here other than to say, if you've ever watched a YouTube video on what it's like to watch a YouTube paranormal adventurer or anything like Mindseed TV, or there's tons of them. I mean, you can go spend thousands of hours watching YouTubers who are paranormal researchers and explorers and investigators and experts all around. I'm pretty sure the first time I ever did any research on skinwalkers, it was on YouTube. And it was these guys talking about all the legends and actually going and compiling all the interviews about people who had supposedly seen them. So it's like, you can find hundreds of hours of that stuff on YouTube. So to find a movie that captured the essence of what that's like, and to actually distill it down to, well, what would happen if they actually stumbled in a real place? That was really well done and highly entertaining to watch the whole time. So I can't gush over this film enough, so I'm going to leave it there so the video's not 45, 50 minutes like it was yesterday. I'm sorry to everybody who was like, the video is too long, Dave. Can you cut it down? I'll try to keep them within 30 minutes. I'm sorry. But I think that's going to do it for this review, Dungeon Dwellers. Actually, I think that's all we got for today. Because, I mean, unless you want to talk about what else these people have done, I think go watch it. And if you've already seen this and you want to know something else they've done, I'm pretty sure they did one of the VHSs, and I think it was 98 or 99. I can't remember the name of that one, but it was the 90s one. I think they're all the 90s one. I might be messing that up. I need to get into the VHS series a little deeper. I think I've only done the one film that I watched out of that one, and there's like 4 now. But that's going to do it. Thank you so much for joining me, Dungeon Dwellers. I hope you will leave a like, and I hope you will subscribe. Don't make me beg like Shawn, please. Thank you so much for joining me on these adventures, Dungeon Dwellers. But until our next adventures, please, oh please, 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 don't go exploring some random place just because you heard it was haunted. That's a good way to get yourself in trouble. Until next time.